about if else statements in um in Python. And so when we hear about if else statements, r- right based on its name, you what you're probably gonna think, like an average person will think, this is an example could be like even by default if we don't do it in Python, real life example, if I'm sick, I won't go to school. Otherwise, I'll go to school. And that is basically a similar structure based on if. Instead, it's real life. It's not in Python. But yes, the structure is similar. And so like I said about the structure, it's like starting with an if, and then we have what our output. Okay, so if statement is just a block of code which is executed when a specific condition is true. And from last time I explained from in the operators we talked about logical and comparison which gave Boolean values, and so is membership operators. Yeah. And so it's just and so those are giving those Boolean conditions outputs, and so we can actually use them in if statements, and which I will show you. And so if statement in simple is just a block of code that is executed if a specific condition is true. Okay, so let me share my screen and show you how to do it. Let 1 second. Everybody see my screen?
Yes, it's visible.
It's in a Jupyter notebook, yeah? Okay. And so, like I said, when we use if statement, we'll use our if keyword, which is gonna help, which is like
आशिर जस्ट
probably
अ मिनट, आशिर जस्ट अ मिनट, व्हाट इफ गाइस, अगर आप लोगों को सही लगे तो व्हाट इफ वी मूव टुवर्ड्स द वीएस कोड, लाइक आशिर विल गिव यू द whole lecture on the VS Code. Is it okay for you guys?
Sure, no problem.
जी मैम, VS कोड ठीक है।
VS Code ठीक है? Okay. Ashir, you can use VS Code also if you want to.
okay.
Okay.
Okay, let me quickly do then. Let me open my VS Code. Okay, everybody see my screen, yeah? Okay, and so what I was talking about was in the if statement, we have to use our if keyword, which is the most important thing we need if we even want to create our if statement. And by that, after that, just space, and you can write your condition. What I mean by the condition, like last time I talked about those comparison and logical operators, like for example, 3 is greater than or equal to 5. For example, this is a condition and it will give us a true and false value. So those can be added, and they're probably going to be added most likely further into your projects comparison and logical operators. And so like let me try implementing one. Let's firstly create some variables. Let's create maybe x is equal to 5, y is equal to 9. If y is maybe greater than x, that's my condition. This is my keyword. And then you have to put a colon. And then all you'll do is click enter. The reason why, then look, now there's something which might stand out. There's this line. Why do we have this big space over here? Because we're creating an if. Because if you have not heard of this, it's called indentation. You might have learned it in maybe English or something when you're writing the paragraphs. It's just a space. And the reason to that is because if you've heard of, for example, global and local variables, global variables, there's types of variables in Python. Global variables, they're just variables outside here, like here. You can access them anywhere you want. So I can print it inside here, I can print it outside, whatever. Whatever it is, it can be printed anywhere or can be taken from. if it's a local variable, if it has to be like inside an if statement or a function, or it has to be inside one of these things. So that's why the reason we have an indentation, because we are using this if statement. If we were to do it outside, it will give us an indentation error. So you'll always, whenever you be mindful next time when you're doing this, add an indentation, but you don't really have to worry anyways, as if you click enter, it auto indents for you. So, okay, that's about indentation. Now let's move on. So, if a block of code, it will run a block of code if this is true. And when I mean run a block of code, doesn't mean it has to print anything. Like you can add something to a variable. You can assignment add, assignment minus, whatever you desire, you can do in here inside this block, but it will only work unless this is true. And by this means 9 is greater than 5. Is that true?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it is. Yes, it's true. Because y is 9 is of course greater than 5, and we can print whatever we want. It doesn't have to be print, like I said, it can be anything else. So we have print, and you can just print here whatever you want. Y is greater. And so if I were to run this code, what will I get?
True.
No, you don't get true.
It will
That's
print
for
y
the,
is greater. Yes.
Y
yeah,
is greater will be printed.
yes, Y is greater will be printed. Yes, you might confuse about the true, but that is only for comparison operators because we don't have, like, it has to be whatever you desire. Somebody say true, it's okay, you can do true. It's all fine. You can print true. And look, it will print us true. So so you can do true. It just you can even do false. You can add it's anything, but unless this is true. If it's false, it will run nothing, okay? Everybody understand?
Yes.
Okay. And so now let's move on. But what if when you're doing this, you might come along where this is false. Let's try. If y is less than x, let's print y is less. What do you think the answer will come before I explain? Anybody know?
Nothing will be printed.
Nothing will be printed because the condition is
Yes,
false.
correct. That's what I need to hear. Nothing is, it's false, so of course nothing will come. But what if there is, what if we want some kind of output other than this? It doesn't have to necessarily be if. There's also, we have something called else keyword. Else keyword is just what is, if your if condition is false, whatever condition it is, it's false. Whatever is in this else statement, think of else as otherwise. Whatever's in this otherwise, that's what's gonna happen instead. And so, like I said, here if I print, okay, I'll print maybe y is otherwise, say y is, look, y is less. Otherwise, we'll print y is greater. But just be mindful. When you're talking about else is in otherwise. So it won't work the best in some kind of situations. Sometimes you would just have to stick with an if, which is not wrong, but because else is taking if every other condition is false. And so, yes, that's about else. And again, use your else keyword, colon, indentation, print what you want. So now let me give you a question, see if you guys will understand. Let's try here. What do you think answer will come? Or wait, let's see what I can do.
Y is less.
1 second, 1 second. Okay, what do you think answer will come? Anybody know?
Y
Y.
Yes. And why is it why?
Because Y is equal to X, so this condition becomes true.
Yes. Because of the comparison operator, the greater or equal to. Yes. Good. That is what answer will be. And that is basically about if and else. There, it's a very useful when you're going into projects. And let's try something else. Like again, you can. It's not just print statements. You can add something to it. Let's try something else. Yeah, let's do some kind of question. See if you guys will get. Mhm. Okay, what will the answer be? Anybody know? If I print X, what will X be?
15
15? Correct. How do you know that?
because the condition was false. Y is not greater than X. So the else part will execute. And
Y-
then X plus equals to 5 will execute. That will increment the value of X by 5. And
y-
it will become 15.
Yes, because it's assignment operator. Yeah, correct. And so when you're starting here, if you find these and you need to figure out what's going to give output, interpreter will always start with your first if. It will never start with an else. Don't look at whatever. Start with your if. Check the condition. If y is greater than x, in this case it's not. So you don't need a, then interpreter will leave it alone. Then interpreter will come into your else. It will implement it to our x and it will print it out. And now let's talk about another thing. Ha, we know that we're adding lots of line, right? It's not a bad thing. It's efficient, but you don't, it doesn't have, it, it can also be one line. So it's just a shorthand way to do it. So I can do all of this code in in one line if so. So let me explain what they are. So last time in the operators I explained about the types, but there was another types, some types I missed, and one of them, which is exactly what I'm going to explain right now, is ternary operators. Ternary operators, they're just an easier way to shorten our it's just used to shorten our if else statements. And there's two kind you can do. You can just do a shorthand if or you can do shorthand if else. Let me show you shorthand if. We'll do if y is equals to x plus equals to 24. And that's what it's gonna do. Y equals to x plus equals to 24. And this is how it really looks. This is a ternary operator because it's shortened all in one line. Took us 2 lines, but it's not just that. You can also do with if else. So the if else way will also be done in a line. What you'll have to do is here it's basically what we're doing is we're just not adding a line. So if we do it with our we'll when we have to do it with an if else, we always have to start with what we want to execute. So we'll do x plus equals to 24 if y is greater than x. And then you can do else x plus equals to 5. Mm, 1 second. So here we have x plus equals to 24 if y is greater than x, else. Yeah, so here you can't really add you can't add anything to it. You can pretty much print only, as I can see in my perspective. You can print they are not equal. Let's try that. They're not equal. And so here, what do you think answer will come?
I think that will print they are not equal.
Yeah, they will. Now what do you think here? What will
Nothing will
x
be
be?
printed. Sorry, what will be?
No, look. See? X plus equal to 24 if y double equal x, else printed they're not.
Uh, I think x plus equals to 24 will execute.
Then what will be x?
After that, it will be 34.
Yes, correct. So yes, it will be 34 because we've it's plus equal to and our current x is 10. And that's about ternary operators. Anybody doesn't understand anything, so I can cover again.
Basically, the ternary operator is the thing that we actually write the whole code in a single line. But ऐसा नहीं होता कि हर बार आपने वो कोड जो है वो सिंगल लाइन में लिखना है. ऐसा नहीं हो सकता. There is some condition, right? Like that, for example, you have the if condition and you just want to print, or you just want to change the value, or you just want to get the value, specific value after the condition is true, right? If that's the condition you are getting in your problem statement, then you need to apply this ternary operator, right, Asher?
Yeah,
Yeah, otherwise you don't need to use it, right? And this ternary operator is not always for the if or else condition. It is something that we actually called in Python as a comprehension. Comprehension can be list comprehension, can be condition comprehension, can be dictionary comprehension. The comprehension means is that you are collecting the code and making it into a single line code. So that's a comprehension code basically. So this ternary operator is giving you the idea that what if you have the code that is actually of 3 to 4 lines. Because if you are using if or else, the code will be of 3 to 4 lines. That's it. So if the code is 3 to 4 lines, you can convert that 3 to 4 lines into the single line. That's the main problem. That's the
make
main
your
thing,
make your code
right?
more clear.
Yeah, and make your code more clear, more optimized code. If we don't
Yeah,
say it clear, we will say it optimized code, right?
yeah,
And this is mainly come, अगर मैं रियल लाइफ एग्जांपल आपको दूं या रियल सिनेरियो बताऊं, तो ऐसा बहुत दफा होता है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल मैंने यूजर से नेम मांगा है. मैं अगेन बेसिक पे ही जाती हूँ क्योंकि मुझे पता है वो आप ज्यादा ग्रैब कर पाओगे. मैंने नेम मांगा है. आई आस्क देम कि यू नीड टू राइट योर नेम, and the users say that user will not write any kind of name and it just make the input as an empty input, right? Empty input is also a string, correct? So in that scenario, I don't have the correct name of the user, I have empty string. So I need to check that if the string is empty, so you need to make the name variable as a none, because I cannot make the empty string. That will create some errors for me, right? If I apply empty string to the replace or find or something like that, it will must create me an error at some point, right? So I need to figure that out, and I will say, okay, fine, if the string is empty, just place that string as a none. That's it. Because I will understand, okay, fine, this user didn't give me their name. Okay, so that's how this condition works, that you need to find out that if if this thing is with me, so okay, if this thing is not with me, then do this. Okay, so that's how it works. I hope it's clear to you guys.
Ma'am, I have a question.
Yeah.
What if we are supposed to do the above two operations in the if portion, like x plus equals to happen, then print x using ternary operator? What will be the procedure then?
No, you cannot print two statements together. Okay, that's
Yeah.
that's the loop here, is that's what I'm saying to you guys, that you have only four lines of code. If you have if, then you have उसकी condition, then you have else, and then you have उसकी condition. तो आपके पास अब चार लाइन का कोड हो गया है, राइट? उस चार लाइन के कोड को ही आप कन्वर्ट कर सकते हो सिंगल लाइन में, राइट?
Okay.
इफ यू
But
हैव
multiple lines
समवेयर,
के केस में नहीं होगा फिर ये?
no, if you have the lines like more than four lines, like five lines, six line, or you can think that you cannot make it into a single line, so then it cannot happen. Okay, that's a loop of ternary operator, or we can say a comprehensive thing of Python.
Yeah, you
Okay,
can't put more than one thing inside. That's kind of a disadvantage to it.
exactly.
Because you
But
can't
it
just
can be
regularly.
yeah, but it can be advantage for me. I should just write here in variable name, move down, just move down after it, line number 12. Yeah, write name equals to, then write if uh, input, sorry, let's suppose input name is something, um, you can say, no, we don't ask input directly in the if condition. That will make the code like, for example, x, let's suppose x name, x is equals to empty string, right? Or make it like this: if x is not equals to empty string, not equals to empty string, then move back and write a name. Then move back and write x directly, not here, after the name variable, before the if condition,
Here?
before the if, not here. Line number 13.
Yeah.
Line number 13, we have if, before if put x, that's it. And move right after this and write else none, space none. Quick,
This is
anyone wants to
comprehension.
describe this condition? That what I did here. X is someone name. Consider x is equals to someone's name. So can anyone explain this code? That what I did here?
This just takes the value of x and checks if it's there is some value, then it assigns name that value, the value of x. Otherwise, it assigns it none.
Exactly. The same condition that the same scenario that I explained before this code, right? That you are getting the input from the user of name, and that name is there. So okay, you are assigning the variable to the, you are assigning that input value to the name variable. That's it. If the value or value from the user is empty, then we need to assign none, rather than we are assigning the value to the name, right? So
Yeah.
you understand, I hope, what is there. If anyone having
Ma'am,
any
can you
question,
please repeat that point again?
ओके, मैं इसको उर्दू में रिपीट कर देती हूँ ताकि थोड़ा आसान हो जाए, सही? फॉर एग्जांपल, मैंने आप लोगों को कहा, मैंने यूज़र को बोला है कि मुझे अपना नाम दो, सही? और उसने मुझे अपना नाम दिया है एक्स के वेरिएबल के अंदर, ठीक है? अब वो जो एक्स का वेरिएबल है, वहाँ पे मुझे नाम चाहिए, सही? अब यू नो कि यूज़र ये भी कर सकता है कि वो कोई नाम ना दे और ऐसे ही एंटर कर दे, राइट? क्योंकि कोई नाम नहीं देगा तो वो एम्प्टी स्ट्रिंग में कन्वर्ट हो जाएगा, सही है? जब वो एम्प्टी स्ट्रिंग में है, तो मुझे पता है कि मैं एम्प्टी स्ट्रिंग को एज अ नेम कंसिडर नहीं कर सकती अनटिल एंड अनलेस वहां पे कोई नेम ना हो या कोई वैल्यू ना हो, राइट? तो उस सिनेरियो के अंदर मैं ये वाली कंडीशन लगाऊंगी। इस कंडीशन में क्या हो रहा है, मैं चेक कर रही हूँ कि अगर नेम जो है वो एम्प्टी स्ट्रिंग नहीं है, राइट? अगर नेम एम्प्टी स्ट्रिंग नहीं है तो जो वैल्यू है उसको नेम के वेरिएबल में सेव कर दो, राइट? अदरवाइज उसको नन कर दो।
ओके ओके।
कभी कभी सिनेरियोस को सीधा, फॉर एग्जांपल आप लोग ये सोचते हो कि वैल्यूज को हमेशा इक्वल्स टू इस तरीके से लेकर चलना होता है। हर दफा इस तरीके से लेकर नहीं चलना होता, हर दफा आपने नेगेटिव तरीके से भी लेकर चलना होता है, ताकि आपकी जो चीज है वो थोड़ी प्रॉपर हो सके और आपको पता हो सके कि अच्छा ठीक है, ये चीज इसके इक्वल हो रही है अगर ये वाली कंडीशन फुलफिल नहीं हो रही तो, राइट? तो थिंक इन बोथ वेज। ओके, आई होप इट्स क्लियर टू यू गाइज नाउ। If anyone has a still question, you can ask. We don't define x here, so
जी
there will be
मैम।
an
Okay,
error.
I understand.
Right.
Okay.
Ma'am, what is the type of none?
Type of none is null. Null. Null means that there is no any value. That's the type of null.
Right, ma'am.
Nothing is there.
When you
Nothing is
get
there.
further into like data sets, you will experience something called NaN, which is basically like a null.
Ashu knows about NaN because we actually worked on the NaN a lot in machine learning. So NaN will become your favorite if you are in the machine learning, because you need to fill that up and you need to understand that how you will fill that up. So this condition will help you out in that also, because if you are having a NaN and then you have to fill that up, so this ternary operator will help you in that also.
Yeah,
Right, Ashu?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Ashu, continue.
Oh,
Okay, so
I just have a question that
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
from the beginning that x is equal to 10 and y is equal to 10. Then line 4, 5, 6 to 9. This is one way to get this your answer or output, isn't it? Or you can make it in one line 12 instead of writing from the line
yeah,
number 4 to 9, isn't it? Is it another way? Did you
Yeah,
did you did you get
yeah, yeah, yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Actually, Javed, you are telling it right that there are two ways to do it.
Oh
For
yeah.
example, we are having 4 to 9 lines, right?
Okay, that's
In
good.
that lines, we can write a code and we can convert that code into a single line. Instead of
Oh,
using a four
yeah.
lines, we are converting that. And what is the benefit of that? Can anyone tell me through the 13 line? What is the benefit of that? Anyone? What is the benefit of line 13? I'm getting extra benefit, I can say.
We can eliminate the
Easy
missing
for a
data.
reader.
Sorry, Shahid, first you say.
इनवैलिड डाटा को हैंडल करने के लिए, मतलब
Okay, okay. Javed Sahab.
It is more easier for a reader who will see this program execution.
Okay. One benefit is here, you both are right. Shahid, you are right, and Javed Sahab, you are right. But the point here is that in this line 13, you are seeing that instead of basically I'm using if or else condition. But with this if or else condition, I am assigning the value to the variable also, right? There is no such type that I am only doing if or else condition. If you see the line 4 and 4 to 9, we are checking the value and then we are shifting the value. We are assigning actually through the assigning operators, right? But what if we don't have the assigning operator and we need to work through the strings, right? So in line 13, I created the variable and I actually changing the value of variable based on the user input, right? So it is now the dynamic code. Correct? I hope this point is clear to you guys.
That's clear.
Yeah. Okay, Ashok, continue.
okay. Now that we've understand about these ternary operators, if else statement, I have a question for you guys. What if you have an if, but you don't, else won't, like I said earlier, won't be useful in every situation because it says if that one condition is false, it will print whatever's out here. So it won't expect to be the best in all of your projects. And so what if you want another condition to check if that is true before we printed that else? because that else would be more useful, as it won't just print that thing in whole. It has a reason to print. So what I mean by that is, if look, they're equal, right? If I were to say if y double equal to x, then print they're equal. Else they're not equal. So else has some kind of use here, and that use is that it won't say, not gonna say some, it's not gonna be, it's gonna be useful in that situation, as they aren't equal, and that's like the only thing. But what if you need have a, it's something that's gonna be a multiple. What if you were predicting something? For example, let me open my paint really quickly. I'll explain what I mean. 1 second. Let me share. Everybody see my paint?
Yes.
Can everybody see it?
Yes.
Okay. So for example, when I mean by predicting, else won't be the best in these situations, as I said it has to be if there's only like one thing left. That's when else would probably come in. And so I were to if I were to, for example, there's these numbers 1 to 10, 1, 3, 5. Yeah, we have 1, 3, 5. And now I have to predict maybe I have to predict the right numbers and in the right position. So I'm probably gonna get an input asking which one give I'm gonna maybe give 3 inputs, yeah, and write what is this number, what is number 1, what is number 2, what is number 3. Here you won't use else because we need to check if it's the same position. So maybe if I were to do if, maybe if the number is right, then check, then check check if it's in the same position. Yeah, but what if they can be in multiple? So we also need the other one. So there's this one condition we use for second condition. It is called elif. It just means elif. It just means else if. It's a shortened way. If this is false, then it will move on here. But you'll have to be mindful of your order. And so elif will be really useful instead of using else, because you can add your another condition. Whereas else is just an otherwise. And so if this doesn't work, then we can try this one. Does everybody understand?
I make it more clear to you guys through the example. For example, let's suppose, as the Asher said, कि हमारे पास x और y था, ठीक है, and we check the condition on only on the x and y, right? Now let's suppose I have 3 digits, and I give you the problem statement that you need to identify then in those 3 digits what is the greater one, right? So what you will see, that you will understand that okay, I need to check all these three values, and I need to identify which value is greater. Right now, first what will happen, I have two values, or I have two, you can say input integers, or you can say integers only, so that वहां पे मैं सिर्फ सिंगल कंडीशन को यूज कर रही थी, राइट? बट अब मेरे पास 3 वेरिएबल्स आ गए हैं, और अब 3 वेरिएबल्स के अंदर भी मुझे आइडेंटिफाई करना है कि कौन सा ग्रेटर है, ठीक है? उस सिनेरियो के अंदर क्या हो रहा है, पहले मैं एक कंडीशन चेक करूंगी, देन मैं दूसरी कंडीशन पे मूव करूंगी, ठीक है? अब इसमें क्या होता है, कुछ कंडीशंस ऐसी होती हैं कि आपको ये दोनों की दोनों कंडीशंस को चेक करना इंपॉर्टेंट है, राइट? और कुछ कंडीशंस ऐसी होती हैं कि अच्छा ठीक है, अगर पहली वाली कंडीशन फुलफिल हो गई तो सेकंड वाली कंडीशन को भी चेक करने की नीड नहीं है, राइट? तो यहाँ पे जो सिनेरियो बनेगा वो ये बनेगा कि आपने अगर पहली कंडीशन को चेक कर लिया, ठीक है, अगर वो फिल हो रही है तो आपने दूसरी कंडीशन चेक करने की नीड नहीं है, आप मूव कर जाओ आगे, राइट? अगर आपको लगता है कि नहीं, आपने फर्स्ट कंडीशन चेक कर ली है, वो रॉन्ग है, वो फॉल्स है, तो फिर आप दूसरी कंडीशन पे आओ और फिर आप उसको चेक करो, अगर वो भी फॉल्स है तो फिर एल्स पे आ जाओ, ठीक है? तो इफ एल्स का सबसे ज्यादा जो बेसिक यूजेज होता है ना, अगर मैं आपको बताऊं, तो वो होता है आपके ग्रेडिंग सिस्टम के ऊपर, स्कूल ग्रेडिंग सिस्टम के ऊपर। फॉर एग्जाम्पल मैं आपसे कहती हूँ कि मेरा मेरे मेरे पास 93 मार्क्स आए, मुझे ये बता दो मेरा ग्रेड क्या होगा। ठीक है, अब ग्रेड कैन बी ए, ग्रेड कैन बी बी, ग्रेड कैन बी सी, ग्रेड कैन बी डी, ग्रेड कैन बी फेल ऑल्सो, राइट। फेल तो मुझे पता है बिल्कुल आखिरी की कंडीशन है, जब सारी के सारी ग्रेड्स मेरे नहीं बन रहे होंगे तो जाहिर है मैं फेल हूँ। सही है, तो फेल का मुझे पता है वो एल्स में चला जाएगा। सही है, अब फर्स्ट कंडीशन में चेक कर लेती हूँ कि अगर मेरी वैल्यू 90 से अबव या सॉरी 80 से अबव है तो वो मेरा ए ग्रेड है। दैट्स माय फर्स्ट कंडीशन। सेकंड कंडीशन इज इफ माय वैल्यू और इफ माय यू कैन से टोटल मार्क्स आर ग्रेटर देन लाइक 70 तो मेरा बी है। अगर उस 60 से ग्रेटर है तो मेरा सी है, 50 से ग्रेटर है तो मेरा डी है, अदरवाइज मैं फेल हूँ। ठीक है, ये कंडीशंस हो गई। अब इन कंडीशंस के अगर मैं सिर्फ इफ करके चेक करूंगी तो क्या होगा, वो ए की कंडीशन भी चेक कर रहा है, वो बी की कंडीशन भी चेक कर रहा है, वो सी की कंडीशन भी चेक कर रहा है, वो डी की कंडीशन भी चेक कर रहा है। सही है, अब आप मुझे बताओ कि क्या ए की कंडीशन फुलफिल रहेगी या सारी कंडीशंस फुलफिल हो जाएंगी अगर मैं सिर्फ इफ यूज करूंगी तो।
इसके केस में तो एक ही होगी।
एक कैसे होगी अगर मैं सिर्फ
सारी
इफ
हो
यूज कर
जाएगी।
रही हूँ? सारी हो जाएंगी, किसने कहा सारी हो जाएंगी?
जी मैम।
किसने कहा सारी?
जी
कैसे हो
मैंने
जाएंगी मोहम्मद आसिफ साहब?
मैम ये जितने भी होते हैं ना, मतलब एफ इफ जो होते हैं ना स्टेटमेंट, वो सारी
एग्जैक्टली वो सारी हो
साइंस
जाएंगी।
हो
क्यों?
जाती है।
क्योंकि बेसिकली क्यों, क्योंकि देखो मेरा 94 80 से भी ज्यादा है, मेरा 94 70 से भी ज्यादा है, मेरा 94 60 से भी ज्यादा है, मेरा 94 50 से भी ज्यादा है। ठीक है, तो वो मुझे सारे में बता देगा, ए भी लिखेगा, बी भी लिखेगा, सी भी लिखेगा, डी भी लिखेगा। सही, तो इस सिनेरियो से बचने के लिए हम एलिफ यूज करते हैं कि अगर मेरी एक कंडीशन फुलफिल हो गई, आपको दूसरी चेक करने की जरूरत ही नहीं है, आप नीचे आ जाओ, डायरेक्ट अपना कोड खत्म कर दो, प्रिंट करो और खत्म करो। दैट्स द पॉइंट। और अगर मेरी सारी कंडीशन फुलफिल नहीं हो रही तो एल्स पे आ जाओ और एल्स वाला कोड मुझे प्रिंट करके दे दो। दैट्स द पॉइंट। ठीक है, क्लियर हुआ सिनेरियो एल्स इफ का और एलिफ का?
Yeah, yeah, yes,
क्लियर है?
ma'am.
किसी को कोई सवाल तो नहीं है?
जी मैम, ओके।
ओके, आशिल लेट्स मूव टू द कोड नाउ।
Okay, just I want to explain one more thing.
हम्म।
There, for example, it's a really quick elif example. You have to find a person, maybe your friend. His name is probably Tom. He's 12-year-old. Or okay, yeah. His name's Tom. He's 12-year-old. We can check firstly maybe if his name is Sam. If his name is Sam, then print your Sam. Okay? And then this is where elif comes in because you still need to try out other conditions. And so if I were to put an elif, I could try another condition to see if it's true. And if I say now elif he is greater than 13, greater than 13, then he is maybe Johnny or John. And then you could do elif again. You can do multiple elifs. And then you say elif his name is Tom, then you are Tom. And you got it right. So that's basically how it works. And so you would take this Tom from a variable name and just stuff, and you would say if name is Tom, if name is Sam. That's a simple example. Okay, let's try it in a code. Let's try it in a code now. So let's try maybe name is equal name. Let's try, okay, let's do a grading system. Okay? And so my grade I got was maybe out of percentages, let's try 78%. If grade equal to is greater than or equal to 90, then we'll give a print A plus grade. Okay? So it's checking if it's greater than or equal to 90. And elif we'll do is because this is false, me try something else. Elif grade is greater than or equal to 80. We'll do print B plus grade, and then you could do elif grade. Elif grade is, you can put as many as you want. Elif grade is equal to 70. Then you'll do print C plus, and then you'll do else fail. Fail. But keep in mind when you're doing these kind of grading systems and stuff, be mindful of your order. So what if they do 100? What if they do 111? This is not part of the grade. The max is 100. So then we'll have to do another one. Think if grade is over 100, okay. Let's try an integer input instead, and I'll ask you. Okay. Now let's see. See my run code terminal. It's asking me what's my grade. Let me shrink it up. Let's minimize that. Let's restart our terminal, run the code. Pause it, run. What's your grade? What if my grade is, how about it is 65? What? It's not letting me type. One
You need
second.
to stop and you need to write it again. Yeah.
Oh, I haven't printed my grade. Print grade.
And you didn't save the file also.
Oh, still not
You
right.
need to stop first. Yeah.
Yeah,
What happened?
one second. Print grade.
Okay. Stop first, then run.
Just now run it.
Hmm.
It's
Move
still
the
not
terminal.
letting me. Oh,
Move the
terminal. No, not we take it out.
Go to the output.
Let's
Go to
do
the
it
output.
by now. Go to output. It's not letting me click my grade.
Okay, stop it. Stop this file. Go to the terminal.
Terminal.
Yeah. Remove it. Control C. Exit. Exit. You need to write exit here.
Exit.
Exit. Yeah. Exit with the both.
Okay.
Yeah. Now you need
Oh
to write
no.
Python.
Okay. Python if else dot py.
Exactly. Exactly.
What's
Now
my
run it.
grade? Okay. What if my grade is, for example, if my grade was 65, what will the answer be?
Fail.
How do you what it? Why do you say that? How do you know it's a fail? Hello?
All if
Because
conditions are
65
being
is less than
false.
70.
Oh,
It doesn't
Yes.
evaluate to true for any of the if or elif condition.
It's
Yes,
not
because
fulfilling any condition.
yeah, correct. It's
Okay,
not
Asher, wait a
fulfilling
minute. Wait
any.
a minute. Wait a minute, Asher. There is some mistake in Asher code. Who will tell me that? Asher, you don't need to say a word. There is a mistake. And if you are defining the mistake, you need to state that why are you saying that it is a mistake and what are the consequences of that mistake. Anyone?
मैम सेकंड if जो है ना वहाँ पे elif लगाना चाहिए था.
ओके और उसके कॉन्सिक्वेंस क्या हो सकते हैं? वेट आशिर, वेट आशिर, उसके कॉन्सिक्वेंस
फॉर
क्या हो सकता है?
एग्जाम्पल अगर मैं 10500 करता हूँ तो ए प्लस ग्रेड भी आएगा, रॉन्ग ग्रेड पुट इन भी आएगा।
Okay, now Ashir, put the input as a 105. No, no, don't need to change it. You don't need to change it. Put the put
Yeah, I know,
in the
because then
no,
it's
no,
not
no.
gonna
Go to the
इसमें
connect
input.
it.
Go to the terminal directly
Okay.
and just
Oh,
write here 105.
uh, you
Upper
want
key.
Python
Hmm.
if oopsies Python if else dot py
105.
05. I
C.
know because it's not it's not gonna really it's gonna put both of them in because they're not connected. They're different statements.
Exactly. So now you understand the purpose of elif or if else elif, because elif is the best way to identify that we need to just check the one condition, we don't need to check the further conditions. Okay, and this is the thing that we actually put on the our business logic, or you can say a problem statement whenever we got it, because elif actually helping us to identify that which conditional has to be true in order to perform its specific task, right? And you see that Ashir actually did in line 5, that he put directly if, and there are two if, so both the conditions were running when we put the output of 105. And this is an error is not in the code but the error in your logic. Okay, so that is called as a logical error. You are defining the logic but the logic is wrong, that is called as a logical error. Okay, okay Ashir, let's move forward.
Okay, now we have one more thing which I need to
And that's
explain
the most
about.
important thing, right?
Yes, it's a really important thing you should learn.
Exactly.
Nested if statements.
Okay, one
Nested
thing Ashir, one thing Ashir, what do you guys think when Ashir said that nested if else statement? What do you think about it? What is it according to you, or what it should be according to you by just hearing the word nested if or else?
nested if is
मैन
something
इफ
an if
एल्स के
statement
अंदर ही इफ
inside.
एल्स की कंडीशन लगा देना.
Wait. Sorry, Afaq, say it again.
इफ एल्स की कंडीशन के अंदर ही इफ एल्स की दूसरी कंडीशन लगा देना ना उसी.
Okay. Okay, Afaq. Shahid.
नेस्टेड इफ की बात करें या नेस्टेड इफ एल्स की बात कर रहे हैं?
दोनों.
नेस्टेड इफ तो ये होगा ना कि एक इफ स्टेटमेंट के अंदर जब हम दूसरा इफ स्टेटमेंट को यूज करेंगे, और
Hmm.
नेस्टेड इफ एल्स उस टाइम होगा जब आप एक एलिफ के अंदर कोई उसकी जो बॉडी है उसके अंदर कोई और इफ की स्टेटमेंट इस्तेमाल करना है, आई थिंक.
एग्जैक्टली. शाहिद ने भी सही कहा है और मोहम्मद आफाक ने भी सही कहा है कि नेस्टेड इफ का मतलब ही यही होता है दैट यू आर यूजिंग इफ कंडीशन विद इन द इफ कंडीशन. Okay. So Ashir, let's just start and give the demo related to that.
Okay, so let's do x equals 10, y equals maybe not, it does, this is not, let's just show some kind of example. Let's do if x is greater than or equal to y, or we can do greater than y. We can put another if statement in this, and because so, but that inside if statement, which is called nested if statement, will only run if this outer if statement is true. Just like it's the same structure as same logic as before. If this is true, then it will run that other if statement. And so if we were to do if x is equal to maybe y, print they're equal. The logic may seem right, but I'm just gonna explain it some kind of way. They're equal. Okay, I have a question for you guys. What do you think is the output in this situation? What is going to be when if I were to run the code, what will come out?
Both of the print statements will execute.
Ha- And why do you say both will execute?
First of all, x greater than y will be checked. That is true. And then x not equals to y will be evaluated. That is also true. So the printf they are not equal will be printed because of because of second inner if, and the x is greater will be printed because the condition of first if was true. I think so.
Yeah, you're correct. You're correct. Because there's this outside if statement, and this print matches this indentation level. You can put more than one thing inside your if statement. You're not shortening it, the ternary operator. You can just put as much as you want. And
Ash, I do
that's
one more thing here. Just write x plus equals to 2 at the
here.
line number 5. Yeah, line number 5. X plus equals to 2. Now say what will be the answer, guys. What do you think, guys? What will happen then?
It will be the same, I think. It will be the
Okay.
same output.
Like they are not equal and x is greater. Like this?
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Anyone else?
Somebody say same.
Okay, Mustajab said same. Anyone else? One last. Anyone?
Same, ma'am.
Yeah.
Same. Okay. Ashir, what do you think?
Yes, it is same because here x is just going to be up to 12 and it's going to do the same logic.
Okay.
What if
And if
we
we
did,
convert it into y, yeah. Now what will happen? Now what will happen?
Only x is greater will be printed. I think so.
Okay.
what will be printed?
X is greater.
Okay, only
Okay,
Shahid is giving the answer. क्या किसी और को
yeah,
समझ नहीं आ रहा? Samina, Munib, Jawad, Javed, Asif.
yeah.
Today I can't speak. Okay, it's okay, Mustajab. Anyone like Javed, Usman, Samina, ये चीज समझ नहीं आ रही?
आ रही है समझ जी, just give me a minute.
Okay. Javed Sahab.
I think it will give the same. They are not equal.
Check it again. Condition.
Check again. Look here. If x is greater
Okay,
than
okay.
y,
Mm-hmm.
I
then
think
then y should plus equal to.
Yeah, Samina.
it will just print x is greater because the second by the second time they have become equal, but the first was true, so when it comes out it prints that.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay. So what is happening here? You are actually seeing the line number 4, and line number 4 condition is true because
Yeah,
Rx is 10, Y is 8. Okay. So that condition is true and it will move to the line number 5. Okay. Line number 5 is saying that you need to increase the Y value adding the 2 in it. For example, if we have the Y is 8, so Y plus 2, it will be converted into 10, right?
yep,
So the y is now 10, x is now 10. So line number 6 condition is not fulfilling. Okay. So the only output we will get at line number 8, because the 6 line condition is not fulfilled, the 7 line will not print. Correct? So that's how it works. For example, if we have x is, Asha change the condition to line number 4, x is great less than y. Now what will happen? Anyone?
Less than
Nothing,
y,
nothing will be printed.
Nothing will be print.
nothing will be printed.
Okay. Why nothing will be print?
Because the condition is false in the first attempt.
Hmm. That's why. Because line number 4 is not fulfilling the condition. So in that way, what will happen? What we can use here? If the if condition is not fulfilling,
Sorry, can you please repeat?
if the if condition is not fulfilling, what we can use to print any statement?
Else.
Exactly.
Obviously, else is
Else we can. Yeah. So I should write else here now.
Print x is less, or you can say
Exactly.
x is
Yeah.
x is greater.
Yeah. X is greater, you can print. Okay. And similarly, in this scenario, you are putting the else condition for the line number 4 if, right? You can also put else condition for the line number 6 also. Okay. I should
Yeah,
put
you
that in.
can.
Put that.
You can also nest the else,
Exactly. Like this.
but oh, because the indentation. Oh
Exactly.
no?
If you don't put the indentation, that you will get the error here. Okay.
Uh, uh,
Oh, you are doing go wrong, Asher. What
wait a
happened?
minute.
Okay.
Hmm?
Yeah. And put line number 9 into line number 12. Because line number 9 you will print after all the
Oh,
conditions will be.
because it's blocking it. That's why.
Yeah. So put line
Cannot
number 9
block.
into line number 12. Move line number 9 into line number 12. Yeah. Into line number 12.
Just
Okay.
two.
Now here Asher made a mistake. Can anyone identify what's the mistake he did?
दोनों कंडीशन भी ग्रेटर लगा दिए ना.
No. Okay. बट किसी को लगता नहीं है कि इफ कंडीशन के ऊपर कुछ होना चाहिए था.
Else नहीं है इसका. There is no else for the first step.
आई थिंक
If
इसमें कोई इशू नहीं है। उसकी वजह ये है कि एल्स में तो जितनी मर्जी स्टेटमेंट हो सके, और एल्स जो है वो इनर इफ के साथ ही एसोसिएटेड है, बार बार आउटर इफ के साथ नहीं है।
ओके. सो या एक्चुअली शाहिद इज राइट. इसके अंदर कोई इशू नहीं है. ऐसा नहीं है कि आशु ने मिस्टेक की है. यहाँ पे आशु ने सब सही किया है. बिकॉज यहाँ पे मैं आपको यही बताना चाह रही थी कि ऐसा भी हो सकता है कि कुछ स्टेटमेंट्स आपके पहले वाले इफ की हो और कुछ स्टेटमेंट आपके दूसरे वाले इफ की हो. ठीक है. तो इसके अंदर आपको अपने माइंड को थोड़ा क्लियर रखना होगा कि कौन सी कंडीशन के अंदर आप कौन सा काम करवाना चाहते हो. आप पहली वाली कंडीशन के अंदर काम करवाना चाहते हो या आप दूसरी वाली कंडीशन के अंदर काम करवाना चाहते हो. ठीक है. सो नाउ अब आप लोगों के लिए एक टास्क है. आई शुड ऑलरेडी गिव यू द आइडिया ऑफ इफ एल्स. ओके. सिमिलरली
But
जिस तरीके से हमने इफ एल्स नेस्टेड इफ रखा था, आई शुड वन मिनट. इफ एल्स एफ नेस्टेड इफ रखा था, इसी तरीके से नेस्टेड एल इफ भी होता है. जिस तरीके से नेस्टेड इफ एल्स हम देख सकते हैं, इसी तरीके से नेस्टेड एल इफ भी हम देख सकते हैं. तो इट
like
विल नॉट
this,
बी लाइक, या, लाइक दिस वी कैन यूज दिस.
you can still use it as white.
Yeah. So you
Okay.
can use elif nested, you can use if else nested, you can use only if nested, and that's how it works basically. Yeah, sure. You
Okay.
need to. You were saying something.
One more question that maybe which is gonna combine this and last time.
Okay.
1 second. So what do we do?
What happened, Asher?
Uh,
You forget your thing?
No, wait, there's something.
Okay. You cannot use if after if. I think so.
I checked it last time it was working.
Okay. So you can use it with if elif, I think
Oh,
so.
oh, no, no, because I was thinking, wait, 1 second.
Yeah, you were right now.
Yeah, because what if you can nest a else if the short one, this kind, into the nested else if. So it will ne
Complete your code. Complete your code. Hmm. Hmm. Make colon. Make colon and write print.
no, that's not what I
Yeah,
mean.
yeah.
Or actually, wait,
Yeah.
no.
Just do
Okay, never mind, never mind.
okay. So guys, you have one task here. What you need to do, that I already told you, that we have one problem statement, that we have three values and we need to identify which one is greater. So now you already know if else, you already know elif, you already know nested if else, you already know nested elif, right? So just completely quickly done this problem statement by yourself. That for example, you have I am writing it in the code. X value is 15, then y value is equals to 25, and then z value is equals to 89. Which value is greater than? You need to identify using the if else or nested if else or elif, whatever the condition you think is correct. You need to do this, right? So that's your task. And yeah, Ashir, that's it.
Mm,
Sorry, ma'am, what
okay,
are we supposed to do?
Wait, I'm seeing the Ashir, that's it.
yeah, that's all.
That's all. Thank you, Ashir, for joining the call. Thank you so
I love
much.
this.